What's going on? This is not a video I expected to be making, but you know, we're here. So, to fill you guys in, I got the itch to start a new MyNBA when the trade deadline came and went and all these moves happened in NBA, and someone was nice enough to put out an update for the attention to detail roster, which you guys know I'm a big fan of. And I started over, and I started with the Sacramento Kings, and I started streaming. I stream every now and then, not something I typically do a lot, but I started streaming as I was testing a couple small little things, nothing crazy. But y'all were tuning in. You guys were enjoying the gameplay. You guys were not only watching, but you were talking, you were communicating. I was getting a lot of good feedback, and so I kept streaming, and I've continued to stream. And so this is kind of turning into like a Sacramento King series. It just kind of happened like that. And what I decided to do then is I was going to play the last 2 games of the season, or I was going to play 2 more games of the last 8, but I got an injury, and I decided, you know what, I'm not going to make the playoffs. There's no point in playing this game. I'm just going to go ahead and get to the offseason and rebuild my roster and then kind of present to you what I was able to do. So it starts off here with the draft lottery. We did get the 8th overall pick. We actually dropped down. We were projected to be 7th, so got a little worse there. And then I started looking at what I could do as far as making trades. I talked to my guy, Pee Wee the Plug. I was trying to get ideas from him, and he's done a lot of rebuilds. And he said I'm probably going to have to move on from De'Aaron Fox because he's making $30 million a year, and he can't really shoot, and I kind of need guys that can shoot. And it was kind of restrictive with the cap. So I started looking at guys that, you know, I wouldn't have a huge drop-off, but could give me a little bit of money savings. And Dejounte Murray kind of popped up. Now, he can't shoot either, but his shot ratings aren't any worse than De'Aaron Fox, and he makes half the money. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and try to see what I could do for Dejounte Murray. And, you know, I tried to do straight up because De'Aaron Fox is younger, and he had a higher rating, and the Spurs said no. But the Spurs countered with me giving him my first-round pick this year, and they also then throwing in Keldon Johnson. And I was like, holy crap. This is going to fill 2 needs because Keldon Johnson can replace my Harrison Barnes. You can see exactly what happened right here. But then I decided, all right, if I'm going to give a first-round pickup, let me dump a little more cap. Let me give him something back if I'm taking on the cap of Keldon Johnson. And so I tried adding Mo Harkless to the trade, and they, of course, you know, wanted to counter it, and I was able to go ahead and add Mo Harkless, a second-round pick, and I was able to get a future first-round pick out of them several years down the line. But still, for me, I felt like overall this was a huge trade because I literally saved $15 million, and I got Dejounte Murray and Keldon Johnson solving huge problems, which this lets me go ahead and then trade Harrison Barnes. I don't have to worry about him anymore. So I was able to go trade Harrison Barnes. And again, I'm kind of going to show you guys all the moves that I made. You can see the negotiation that had to go on here for me to get Dejounte Murray. And we're going to kind of just walk through it. So anyway, once this trade was done, I was able to do Harrison Barnes. Trade Finder, they offered me Brandon Clark straight up. I was like, yeah. That was another $15 million in savings. And so the last piece I really needed to move was Alex Len, and Trade Finder brought this guy and a second-round pick. So I saved $3 million here. This gave me, guys, roughly $30 million to go spend in free agency. And I had one person and one person only that I was going to go after with my $30 million. His name, Zach LaVine. We sat down to the negotiation table with Zach LaVine, and he wanted a little bit more money than we could afford to give him. So what I did to sweeten the pot was I decided to shorten it potentially with a player option and also throw in a no trade clause. Players really like that because they have to prove where they get traded to. And you know what? He liked that move. He liked that goodwill move, and he agreed to our offer. So the only other person I really needed was my own guy, Dante DiVincenzo, who we have bird rights to. We can now go over the cap to sign, and no one was making him an offer. So instead of letting him sit there and just accept, you know, the qualifying offer and then he's unrestricted next year, I can lose him for nothing, I decided to give him an offer. And yeah, I lowballed him a little bit. He wanted 30 $30 million over 3 years, and I think I offered him, let's see here, $23 million for 3. So I lowballed him a little bit, but guess what? Nobody else was offering him money, so he took it. So I got Dante DiVincenzo locked up for 3 more years, and now you can see our roster, man. We're set up at point guard with Dejounte Murray and Davion Mitchell. We got Zach LaVine, Dante DiVincenzo at the shooting guard position. Of course, Keldon Johnson's at the small forward with Justin Holiday, and then we got Terrence Davis back, who was injured for me, so I kind of completely forgot about him. He was injured the whole time that I was playing with the Kings in the previous season. Then we got Sabonis and Chandler Hutchinson on just a cheap fill my roster deal. And then we got Rashawn Holmes and Brandon Clark. So this roster, I'm super excited to play with this roster, guys. I was able to do a huge flip around. This is how my starting lineup's going to go. Murray at the 1, DiVincenzo at the 2, LaVine at the 3, Sabonis at the 4, Holmes at the 5, and then we'll have Keldon Johnson playing that role that Harrison Barnes did, come off the bench as a stretch 4. Davion Mitchell as my backup point guard. We got Brandon Clark, and then Terrence Davis and Justin Holiday are going to split minutes at the wing positions. I'm going to have a lot more shooters, a lot more playmakers, and most importantly, with Zach LaVine, I have my go-to guy. I need a bucket. I got someone I can go to. Let me know what you guys think. Otherwise, hope to see you in the streams, guys. Peace.